Hey guys, and welcome to the third installment of Semajical Pitch, the show where I come up with imaginary pitches for franchises or standalone projects. Now, I forgot to actually tell you that the inspiration for this series came from Mr. Eli Mack, who has a show on his channel called Pitch This, which I've been watching episodes of. So now he's had a shout out. A link to his channel will be in the description of this video. Okay. And I've been going over how I would pitch an entire Harry Potter universe, Wizarding World universe. Phase 1 was the main Harry Potter series. Phase 2 was 3 spin-offs. The Weasleys, The New Generation, and Auras. So what's Phase 3? A trilogy of origin movies, that's what it is, yeah. Dumbledore and Grindelwald. So, I think you know what this is going to end up being. So let's get on with the first installment in this movie trilogy, which is going to be... That's right, the Crimes of Grindelwald. But James, do I hear you ask, why the Crimes of Grindelwald? Isn't that already a movie in the Wizarding World? Yes, out here in the real world, it's the second Fantastic Beast movie. Here, though, I'm reimagining it as not part of that, but as the first in its own trilogy of films, which is what it should have been in the first place. So, my idea now, the film would open on a prologue scene at Durmstrang Institute, showing Grindelwald getting expelled from the school as a youth for practicing dark magic on other students. And then we jump ahead to the main setting of the film, which would be 1926, by the way, to see Grindelwald getting caught committing a magical bank heist, as well as that, torturing and manipulating some bystanders in the bank, and then being carted off to prison, which is where the title screen of the film would come in. And after that, he would escape the Auras who have captured him and send them on a chase to try and recapture him. So basically, this is a Wizarding World version of The Fugitive. A man who escapes and goes on the run while being escorted to prison. The only catch here is he is guilty of the crimes he's being accused of, rather than not. So that's not a fair comparison, I'm sorry about that. So what then this culminates in is an entire movie where they're trying to reapprehend him. And at the end, we'd have a cameo from a young Albus Dumbledore. Or a younger Albus Dumbledore. And that cameo would set up our next movie, which would be... That's right. The Secrets of Dumbledore, not the Fantastic Beasts film. This version would be following on from the cameo ending of The Crimes of Grindelwald. Only this time, Well, there's nothing Dumbledore can do right now because of the blood pact he and Grindelwald made. Not to get involved in each other's... Like, not to duel each other. So Dumbledore then, after that, goes off on his own adventure, but gets roped into chasing after Grindelwald. And this is where Newt would come in. He'd only make a brief appearance here to break the blood pact. To help Dumbledore break the blood pact. After those few minutes, he'll be gone. Because this isn't a Fantastic Beasts film that I'm imagining here, but rather the second film in a trilogy of Dumbledore and Grindelwald origin films. So, this film would take place beginning in 1926, with a prologue picking up from the end of the previous film. Then would jump ahead in time to 1927, where the rest of the film would take place. So now Grindelwald... No. It would take place mostly in 1926, with them trying to recapture Grindelwald. Then that chase takes place over the course of a year. 1927, he gets recaptured, and they actually managed to place him in prison. Now, what locations are these films taking place in? 1926 USA for the Crimes of Grindelwald, and 1926/27 France for the Secrets of Dumbledore. Okay. And that would then culminate with a closing scene set briefly in 1944, with Dumbledore being approached about dueling Grindelwald one last time, and then briefly jump ahead to the setting of our final film, which will be Dumbledore Vs Grindelwald. Now, this is the only film I'm imagining not based on an existing property in the franchise already, but is my own original idea of how I think this duel will play out. So we open in 1945. Dumbledore's agreed to go into duel with Grindelwald, only Grindelwald has gone on the run after escaping prison again. After being locked up in there for 18 years at this point for his crimes, and he's had war crimes tacked on to that. And we are now in 1945 Great Britain. Dumbledore's actually joined the Aurors on their chase for him once again. So there'll be multiple duels in this film. But the main duel will be the one that you would have gone to see, the one that takes up most of the film's runtime. The epic duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. That would start at the hour and 10-minute mark into the film and carry on until the 2-hour 1-minute mark, where it will reach its climax with Dumbledore defeating Grindelwald. And in a post-credit sequence, we cut to an 18-year-old Tom Marvolo Riddle graduating from Hogwarts. And there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The Dumbledore vs Grindelwald trilogy is complete, as is phase 3 of my pitch for a Wizarding World universe. Phase 4 is coming up next, and it's going to be the Saga of Voldemort. Oh yeah, come on, we need this one. Until then, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have us a magical time.